Hello everybody, welcome back to Simulated Heaven, and I've got a new game for you called Grav. Now, those of you that watch my channel a lot, you will know that I do enjoy playing sandbox games, like open world sandbox games. I play quite a lot of MMOs which are like this. For example, Zion. I played Zion, or I am playing Zion right now, as you know from my videos. And I've also played such games as Mortal Online and stuff like that. So I do really enjoy any kind of game which is like a sandbox game, where it just kind of throws you into a world and you can do whatever you want. Now, this game Grav, which is they call it an action survival game, this is a very similar style of game, because it basically will just throw you into a world and you can do whatever you want in the world. So I thought I would just do a quick video just to go over my impressions and my experiences in the game, because I mean, I would start off by saying I'm not a pro at this or anything, certainly not a pro. I think I've been playing the game for roughly around 5 or 6 hours. Oh, and also, by the way, I realise obviously right now the video is looking very dark at the moment, but of course there is actually a day-night cycle and it should get light fairly soon. So I mean, this is actually one of the things that I do like about this game, that the nighttime is actually fairly dark, which is great. Like, I really hate it in games where they make it like artificially light at nighttime. But anyway, so one of the big errors that I made with this game, the first server that I went onto, I had this idea. I knew that you can obviously harvest all of the materials around in the way that I am doing right now. I'm walking around and I'm harvesting. You can harvest ore, you can harvest gems, lots of things. So I knew that I could do that, and my idea was to harvest lots of stuff straight off of the bat, so that I could hopefully build up a base. And I realized that I can actually make an armory and various other things like that, and I can upgrade it. And my idea at the beginning was to focus on that and to avoid the combat. And then my idea was, after building up a base and the ability to make half decent weapons and armor, that would be the point when I would actually start fighting other creatures. But then the problem I had was I had built up a base, and it was okay. It had armor, it had science, it had all this stuff. But then what happened is there was a creature that attacked me, and then I was like level 1 or level 0 with the combat. You know, with the combat with the character, because as you fight animals and stuff, you know, the mobs, as you fight the mobs, you will go up in your levels, that you'll gain XP, and I believe that affects your ability with the fighting. So I was not able to kill the mob that was attacking me, and he was a very aggressive mob, and he actually started to destroy my entire base that I had made. So I was basically almost left back at back at the beginning of when I started back at square one, where the base that I had built up was kind of almost fully destroyed, and I had a character that was still at level 1 or 0, like really low level. So that was basically the mistake that I made with this game at the beginning. So I would highly recommend. Well, I mean, also what I'd also done is I'd roamed around when I first joined the game. I'd roamed around to explore, and when I made a base, I couldn't actually find like a very low level area. So I believe I was in an area which was like level 3 up to 5, and like I said, I had a character that was level 0 or 1. So obviously that was a recipe for disaster, wasn't it? Ooh, what's this? Oh, it's a beacon. That's cool. Unpowered. Yeah. So I would highly recommend that when you first join a server, that you should do what I have done in this server. I mean, it's like I said, I'm really not an expert, but what I have done in this server is I've actually I entered into the server, and I entered into a very low level, like level 0, level 1 area where the mobs are very low level. So I found this on the server already that someone else has already made, and then I kind of claimed it because I made an uplink. So the very first thing you have to do is you have to make an uplink. So I pressed the B button, I went to placed items, I believe it is, and you go to uplink, and you have to make sure you've farmed enough of this, you know, the gems and the fossils and the woods. If you have enough of that, you can actually make an uplink, and then after that you have to press E, and you make sure that you abound here, and you also have to make sure, oh that's weird, yeah, that you make it into a private one so other people can't use it. So that's the first thing that I did. I kind of found this that was already made in the world but didn't have anything on it, and I claimed it by having an uplink on here. And then after that I didn't really bother like to make anything else. I've just been walking around farming stuff. These are the fossils, by the way, but I was kind of mostly fighting with the mobs in this area, because most of them are level 1 and they're very easy for me to fight. So I would highly recommend that you basically grind up this very low level first, because as you can see, you'll get XP and things will drop from these mobs. So I've been able to grind up as far as level 3 in combat just by doing that. So then I'm much more able to defend myself, so that if there is a mob that is attacking my stuff, I can actually defend it. So it seems like it's very important. I mean, because when I first started in the game, I didn't even realize that the mobs, they can actually attack the things that you build. So I didn't realize that. So I built up a base, and then it basically got fully destroyed almost by a mob. So yeah, I think that's very important in this game, that you grind up your combat ability a bit before you actually start to make anything, really. And one thing that is really cool is that, like I showed you with the uplink that I have, you can actually, whenever you make anything, you can actually decide whether that thing is private or public. And I think there are people that maybe don't realize that, and they will build things and then they won't make it private. So you can see that this is a farm, but it says on it that it is locked. So at the beginning, when I don't have any resources to build my own stuff, I can walk around in the area that I am in and try to find the things that people have made where they haven't actually made it private. So if I look here, so there's an uplink here. Oh, there's an armory here, which is a level 2 armory, which is open. So I can actually press E and I can use this, and I can make ammo, I can make weapons, armor, and stuff like this. And there's even a factory here again, which I can use because it's a public one, right? So this is how, even if you don't have resources, you know, enough resources at the beginning for you to make your own stuff, this is a good way, because I have noticed this on all of the servers that I have been on. So this is not only on this server, the other server I was on was exactly the same. So it's a very, very good way for you to start the game. Just find a thing you'd like to claim, make an uplink, farm these very, very basic mobs, get your combat slightly higher, and then after that you can start thinking more about the actual building a proper base and stuff like that. Now, one of the other things that I have noticed is that the character is only bound to the server. So I'm a little bit scared. Well, I mean, I found it was really awesome that this game straight out of the box had servers in Asia. So right now I'm on a server, like an Asian server, and that's awesome because I'm in Hong Kong, and I'm usually, when these kind of games are released, usually I'm used to having to play on American servers usually. So obviously then the lag, I usually get around 200 ms, and obviously there's a little bit of lag involved with that. So I was amazed when I saw that straight off the bat this game has Asian servers, which is really cool. But the thing that does slightly worry me though is that, for example, right now this Asian server, I don't think there's anyone else on it. There's only me on it. When I first played this game, roughly about a week ago, the Asian servers that I was playing on seemed like they were very full up and busy. But right now it seems like there's hardly anyone on them really. So that makes me feel slightly worried that these Asian servers in the future, they might get closed down. They are official servers, but I'm very worried they might get closed down, and then all of the progress that I have made will, you know, is only linked to this server. So it's going to be very annoying if I get quite far with this character, you know, if I was to get quite far with this character, and then if the server was closed, and then if I had to start again, that would be very annoying, right? So that is one thing that does slightly worry me about this game, that the progression of your character is linked purely to the server that you are playing on. But yeah, hopefully that's not going to happen, because like I said, it's going to be annoying if I get quite far with this guy and then the server is closed and you have to start again, because it is quite a grindy game. There is quite a grind to it, really. Yeah, I mean, obviously my idea is that when I have got the character kind of built up more, then I would imagine that I would have to move into a higher level area, or I would have to operate in a high level area, you know, to actually be able to match my ability. And I'm sure you get higher XP for killing higher level mobs, if you know what I mean. But yeah, so I'm not really planning on making an amazing base here, but this will be like where I make the first base, and then I'm sure when the character is built up more, I'll probably move into a higher level area. But anyway, I mean, it's like I said, I'm really not an expert on the game. I've only been playing the game for 5 or 6 hours. This is just my kind of initial ideas and impressions about the game. Ooh, what's that up there? I think that's also an armory. And I thought I would share that with you guys. Yeah, you see, there's another armory here that's open, see? So yeah, it's quite a good way of you starting out the game. And you could basically, well, I believe there was another structure here that you could actually take over. Someone has made this, but there isn't anything on it, so you could easily, oh, it looks like it's glitched. You could easily, you know, put an uplink on there, and you could easily claim that, you know. But yeah, I mean, so I'm talking about so far my, you know, my experiences in the game. I suppose that the question is, am I enjoying the game? I would say yeah. I mean, it's obviously it's very early. There's not that much that you are doing in the game. You're basically just farming and building areas. But I really like the look of the game. I like the graphics. It seems like that it's got a lot of potential, but obviously it's very early on, and it'll be interesting to see how the game develops. It seems like that right now the game is in very active development, because basically there are updates very often in the game, which is awesome. Yeah, so it would appear that is the case, that it's, and well, I hope that carries on, that the development is very fast. So yeah, I am enjoying the game. It's obviously early, like you can't expect it to be very far on. The price that I paid, the 13 US, I would say that it was really worth it for that. But right now the price of $19.99 is obviously a little bit, you know, I think you'd have to think about it a bit more then. I mean, I would say obviously that if you do enjoy these kind of open world games like me, then this might be a game that would interest you. But I would just say, if you watch more videos on the game, you'll obviously be able to work it out for yourself. Okay guys, so I think I'm going to end the video there. I think I'll do one more video just to show some of the building. When I am building up stuff in my base, I'll actually show a video of that, but I wouldn't really expect loads of videos on this game on my channel, but I just thought I would let you guys know my first experiences and first impressions of the game. So thank you for watching this video, and as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.